7:08 on Channel 95.7 with Connie and Curtis. 65 degrees now. Temperatures falling throughout the day. Rain on and off. Scattered showers again tomorrow, and 49.
Oh my!
Is the high. I saw that it's supposed to snow in the UP this weekend.
No, it is not.
Marquette is supposed to get snow. There's one little spot, too, in the mitten.
Okay.
That is almost to the bridge. I'm not really sure where that would be.
Like around Petoskey-ish?
Maybe, but a little further to the east.
Okay.
Oh, I just saw it on the radar. That may get snow as well.
Really?
Flakes. We're not getting inches or anything.
Well, if it's 49 on Sunday, that means it'll be like 38 at some point during the day, right? So we could get some flakes, a little flurry action.
Yeah.
Are we ready for that?
Sure.
Do you remember last Halloween when it was super hot the day before, and then it was like 75 and raining Halloween when we were all out trick-or-treating? It was pouring rain, and it was like 75, 76 degrees at like 7 o'clock when I was out trick-or-treating.
Huh.
And I remember everyone slipping and sliding on my porch. We had to remember we were talking about how slick it was, and we hadn't really figured that out. We hadn't been on the wet porch ever.
Right.
And then trick-or-treaters were slipping on the porch. And we're like, well, this is great. We're going to have to pay out homeowners to everyone. Right. So now we had to go ahead and we got a little mat. So we're covered.
Oh, that's good.
We're covered for this year.
I think we're going to just sit in the driveway in chairs.
Not even make them come up to the house.
No
trick-or-treating. You just toss it to the kids.
Right
so
in the driveway. Just come up to us in the driveway.
I love it.
We will be all good. Hey, I think it was maybe weeks ago, we were talking about pickup lines, and Rich called, and we gave you a pickup line to use on somebody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what was the pickup line that you were going to use, Rich?
I told her she was so beautiful that the only thing I didn't want to take off of her was my eyes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And did you do that?
I actually did, and I've liked this girl for a while and didn't have the guts to do it. And she said, that is so sweet. But unfortunately, my boyfriend won't like it.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was like, but you know what? I have a guaranteed new one that will never fail, boyfriend or not.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Let's hear it.
It goes something like this. Here, do me a favor. Tell me if this smells like chloroform to you.
Rich!
Guaranteed to work.
That's funny.
Rich!
Wait, what? And then
that
she's
is
out.
not funny.
I just read, speaking of Rich's pickup line, I just read that, you know how in the movies you do the chloroform rag and you are passed out in like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
It would take the average adult about 5 minutes to inhale enough of the chloroform fumes to pass out. So that
sadly, we can't believe everything we watch in TV shows and movies and everything else.
In fact, I was on the phone yesterday, and one of our coworkers, I was talking to Katie, and I just said, okay, bye, love you, and put the phone down. But it was so quick that he thought that I had just done the movie, just hang up the phone. Like where you're talking, because in movies you're talking and then you just put the phone down and you're done and you're on to the next thing.
Right.
He's like, did you just hang up on your wife? I said, no, I did the whole thing. We were all set. He's like, okay, He's like, I thought you were like super cool, where you just you don't have time for goodbyes or hellos, wasted words. You're talking and phone goes down and you're done.
Did you explain to him that you are not super cool?
I said I am the least cool person that you will know.
I heard you say, goodbye, I love you.
Yeah, see?
Oh, like one word.
He's always uncomfortable doing that in front of people.
Here is the Annabelle story. 7708957. We have Annabelle tickets right now if you want them. 7708957.
We have, what do we have? 3 5-packs to give away.
Okay, so caller 9, 10, and 11?
Yep.
Okay, 7708957. So the kids in the neighborhood have been watching the Annabelle trailer on YouTube.
Okay.
And they're all freaked out. None of them have made it through the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one...
Because it's scary.
None of the kids have. So yesterday at soccer practice, I said, I was talking to Elizabeth about it, and she's like, yeah, it's super scary. And one of her teammates came up and started going, ting, 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 like doing the music of Annabelle. And I said, oh, yeah, Elizabeth told me you guys were watching that trailer and that you were all too scared. And it was like I busted her on some inside joke. She was so embarrassed. Like the dads aren't allowed to know that they're watching this trailer.
Well, she probably didn't tell her dad.
Right. So and she's like, oh. And I said, yeah, even that music makes me freaked out. Do that again. And she's like, ting, ting, ting.
The music is probably half of what makes a movie so scary.
Yeah, and the lighting and the jumping around with the cameras. I mean, the editing is so just then they focus in on that doll's face, and you're like,
All right, it's a free Flick Friday with Celebration Cinema. We're looking for callers 9, 10, and 11 at 770-895-7. You'll get a 5-pack of tickets to Annabelle. I wish we had creepy music right now. Connie and Curtis, who's this?
Ronnie?
Ronnie, we got you tickets. Hold on a second. Good morning, Connie and Curtis. Who's this?
This is Mark from Rockford. How you doing?
Hey, Mark from Rockford. You're going to Annabelle.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Got you a 5-pack of tickets, and we have one more 5-pack. It's going to you. Who is this?
This is Justin.
Justin. You
Hi,
got your
Justin.
5-pack of Annabelle tickets.
3 dudes going to see Annabelle.
Scary movie. I hope they all sit in the same row.
So here's what I saw, and then later on, we still have Gone Girl tickets
Yes, we
to
do.
give away. I saw an article yesterday about Annabelle.
Okay.
The true story about it, because it's based on a true story.
Right.
It was actually a Raggedy Ann doll.
No, it was not.
She was a Raggedy Ann doll, and 2 girls had her. And the reason why they didn't use Raggedy Ann is because of the rights,
Yeah,
the
makes sense,
copyrights in
right?
the movie. They didn't feel like dealing with it. And Raggedy Ann dolls usually aren't scary, but I almost think it would be more scary. But anyway,
because they're all raggy.
2 girls had the doll in their room, and one of the girls had gotten the doll as a gift from her parents years
Okay.
before. She took it to college with her.
Okay.
And the doll was in their room, and
Okay.
as the months went by, they noticed that it started moving.
Ting, 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 ting.
And they knew they hadn't moved it, and like
Okay.
drawers hadn't made it slump over. It just started
Oh.
kind of moving in weird ways, but it was still in the same spot.
Okay.
Then
No, come on.
they brought in somebody to do like an exorcism
Oh, in their dorm room?
in their dorm room
Okay.
because of this doll.
The doll's moving. It's freaky.
Then what happened after the exorcism, she started moving around the room.
No, she didn't. So the exorcism didn't work.
Made her worse. Made her mad.
Made her angry. How
Made her
dare
mad.
you try to remove the evil spirit from me?
And then I don't want to tell you anymore because I don't want to ruin any of it, but
Did it kill him?
da-da-da.
What?
No,
Thank goodness.
I'm not telling you anything.
It may
You have
have
to see the movie.
It may have killed them.
I'm not telling you anything.
Did it kill him?
Isn't that creepy though?
So the doll's moving around. Dolls are freaky already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have so many dolls. I got 3 daughters. So we have so many dolls in our house. And sometimes you do have to turn them around because you don't want them staring at you.
Yes.
Or the light catches them just right, like the moon's shining in at night, and you're walking through the dark house, and you see eyes, and you're like, oh, I don't like that.
I love scary movies. I just have a hard time watching them. I love the idea, and I love sitting there watching them, and then I'm suddenly like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right.
I have to go do something else.
For 20 minutes.
Let me clean the bathroom now.
Oh.
Because they scare the bejesus out
I
of
don't
me.
even like watching scary TV shows, like creepy TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like that. Like something, I'm not wired that way at all.
Like Criminal Minds, I can't watch anymore. Dan was watching it last night, and I thought I was going to give it another try, and
Yeah.
it's just turned so creepy.
well, that's just gross.
Right.
You know, a lot
Criminal
of the
Minds
things,
is gross.
like the one where they were taking the guy's eyes out last season.
Ugh.
It's like, why do I need to
and they
watch this?
show all that stuff. It's like, this
Exactly.
is television.
It's sensationalism. Speaking of television, I was flipping around last night, something that I was not prepared for at all.
What's that?
2 dudes totally making out on a TV show yesterday.
Yeah?
Scandal or something. Does that happen on that show?
Yeah, Scandal's a great show.
I'm going and I'm like, I think those. I flipped past the channel and I was
Yeah.
like, I think those were 2 guys. Go back, totally 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one guy got naked.
Really, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, spoiler then.
Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, I was not. I was not ready. I was like, I guess same-sex kissing has made its way onto TV.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
been
re-
going on for years.
Has it?
Chris.
Just not in the shows I watch, apparently.
Yeah, because on Scandal, those guys they've been making out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because like on Hell's Kitchen, that doesn't happen. Nobody's doing any of that.
Because they're cooking?
Or the
Aren't they
Biggest
cooking?
Loser. Nothing happens. The Amazing Race, that stuff doesn't happen.
Right.
But yeah, it was crazy. Just flip. Whoa, what's happening here?
But then it made you turn back?
Yeah, I was like, I think those are 2 guys. And then I watched it for probably about 2.5 minutes, I would say it took. And then I went right to bed. So
Amanda,
then
do
it
you
was all
watch
set.
Scandal?
I do not watch Scandal, but I
Such
feel
a
like I
great
should
show.
be because everybody that I know watches it and loves it.
Start at the beginning, though, because
Okay.
it's so great all the way through. I don't want you to miss. If you're going to watch
okay.
it, I don't want you to miss 1 minute.
Speaking of starting at the beginning, Amanda, you know that I famously have 8 channels with an antenna in my house and no cable.
Yeah.
Flipping through last night, commercial break for the football game, and guess what show was on?
What show?
The first ever The Mentalist.
What?
Right there. I don't know. Is that canceled now? Is that off?
No, it's coming back. Let me check.
Doesn't it
CBS
always
here.
start really late, though?
Does Does it?
It seems like
And
it
it ends
every
early?
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because it's garbage. It's a garbage show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a show that we all loved here in this room, and my wife and I liked it, and then it jumped the shark something fierce. But the first one ever was on last night.
Huh.
So I watched
don't remember that.
about 10 seconds of that and then went back to the game. Real good stuff.
How much did you love the game?
Wow, man.
What was the final score? I fell
I
asleep.
think 42-10. I
Packer game.
went to bed about halftime in the game.
Okay.
After halftime, they came back from the half, and Katie said, "Seriously, you're going to keep watching this?" Because we were in bed, so I could fall asleep as soon as it was over. And I was like, "Here's what you need to do. You need to concentrate more on falling asleep and less on how mad you are that the TV's on."
Did you actually say that?
Yes, because she will toss and turn and freak out the entire time the TV's on because that's all she thinks about. And I'm like, if you could just pour that energy into falling asleep instead of how mad you are that you're missing sleep, you'd be set.
And how did that work out?
She ended up going to sleep. She said, "I'll try," and she did it. So you just got to.
Thank God she took your advice.
You got to think about it. That's something because she comes into the bedroom and we'll watch TV. Like I go to bed between like 10 and 10:30 most
Right.
nights, and she will stay watching TV till like 11 or 11:30. And if I'm still up, I just have to concentrate on falling
So why
asleep.
was she so mad you had the TV on then if she's used to falling
Because she
asleep
was
to it?
tired. She had had a long couple of days and she was ready to sleep. So she's like, I got to go to bed. So I'm watching the game and she's like, seriously, this game is going to be on? I'm like, oh my goodness. Just don't be so mad about it. Be excited about falling asleep. And then she was able to. She's like, thanks for that
Did you
advice."
rub her back?
No. I was watching the football game. I'm not rubbing her back.
I mean, that would just be a nice thing to throw in there if your wife is having a hard time falling asleep.
That would make it even worse. Like now I'm touching her and she thinks that I want a little something and she's like, this is
Well,
not.
that's because she's programmed because that's how you are.
Well, because-
anytime you touch her, you do want something.
Exactly. Right?
If you would change that, then it would be a nice thing if you
that's
rubbed
what
her back.
men do.
Played with her hair a little bit.
No. Yeah.
Half of us would be in shock if our husbands started doing that, and we would all assume
Yes.
that there was some ulterior motive.
Because there would be. That's
Sadly.
how men work, right? If you want somebody to play with your hair who doesn't want to do it to you, get one of your girlfriends to do it while you're sitting in a chair at work. That's all you got to do.
one of your girlfriends while you're sitting in
Would
a
you
chair
please
at work.
brush my hair? Sure. Yeah, there you go. Because you know that she doesn't want anything. She'll do whatever you want. Will you braid my hair? And you laugh and you smile and you drink your maybe your caramel apple lattes. You're all set.
That sounds delicious right
You
now.
ladies wearing your Ugg boots and your super big
All right,
sweaters.
temperatures falling throughout the day
Infinity
today. We're
scarves.
starting out at 65. That's where we are right now.
Get your
Rain on
French
and off today,
braid
too.
done.
It's 7:21 right now.
Connie and Curtis.
Sound in my heart, the beat goes on and on and on and on and on. You make me feel good. Come on to me now.
7:33 at Channel 95.7. Welcome to Friday morning where it is 65 degrees and temperatures are supposed to fall today. We're supposed to get rain all day
Yeah.
and then 49 the high tomorrow.
Aaron Offsayer just tweeted out a picture of the radar. He thinks that the rain should be done around noontime today.
And then is it starting up again?
I don't see anything behind the picture that he sent, so I don't know. Here is let's say exactly what he said. Widespread to moderate heavy rain will come to an end around noon. And then there doesn't seem to be anything back behind it. So I don't know if it's just going to be little intermittent showers or what's popping up the rest of the day. But there's a huge blob, and he has that little arrow through it.
And Aaron Offsayer's with what channel?
13. So he says
Okay.
that it is going to move its way through. So hopefully, fingers
Okay, well, I'm
crossed.
looking at what they have online right now at ZZM,
Yeah, what do they
and
have?
they've got rain all the way up until 6 o'clock tonight.
Oh, no.
It gets less and less. It's like an 80% chance now, but then it's down to 40 at that time.
Okay,
But
well,
they
maybe-
definitely have rain throughout the
Maybe
whole day.
just because he uses the word widespread. So maybe it'll be narrowly spread.
Did you see? Okay, so yesterday we were talking about Ashton and Mila, and they had their baby.
Yes, we did.
And they named her Wyatt Isabel Kutcher.
Wyatt is a boy's name.
I think it's
100%.
cute. I think
It's
it's cute.
Definitely a boy's
You think it's
name,
cute,
though.
Amanda?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Not what
Yeah.
you're used to hearing, but it's cute.
Yeah.
Wyatt Earp, the most famous
That's
Wyatt
what, of course, that's what I thought
of all
first.
Wyatts. But Wyatt is a boy's name.
Yeah.
It's not even unisex. Like, you can't even try, like Pat or Sam. Like, Wyatt definitely a boy. Mm-hmm. Right? Don't you think that immediately?
Yes, that's the first thing I thought immediately, and then I thought, wow, that's really cute.
Maybe they'll call her Izzy or Isabel.
Or Wyatt.
Wyatt, I think a boy's name. And unless you have a cowboy hat on that kid, that's no one
Hopefully,
will believe it.
Please, God, let them put a cowboy hat on her.
Don't you think for the Halloween first ever, baby will be a month old, right? They throw a cowboy hat, a little star, a little leather vest.
I hope so.
This kid is Wyatt. The first time that Wyatt throws up or a little spittle, Wyatt erps. And they tweet it out. Are you kidding me?
Probably.
A plus K on
Probably.
the Twitter. First guy to have 1 million followers, and now I'm not sure how many he has, but I haven't seen him tweet in so long.
He's been busy.
He was making a baby, and now he's changing diapers. He's doing a lot of things.
Yeah, I think it's really cute. I like when little girls have little boy like Bobby, little girl named like Bobby Joe.
Yeah, now, like
or whatever.
Bobby, that could go both
I think
ways
it's
too.
cute.
You throw an eye on the end of it, or
He tweeted 12 hours ago.
what did he say?
He said, hello, 1996, and then it's a screenshot of America Online.
AOL.
AOL.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. A plus
And he just
K.
had a baby, and that's what he's thinking of.
How many followers does he have right now?
Right now, he has
Ashton Kutcher, we're talking about.
16.4 million.
So Ashton Kutcher, as Twitter was first coming around, he was in a race to be the first to 1 million followers. And he made it. He got there, and he won that. And now he has 16 million, and we have 1,600.
Yay!
We're 1%. We're the 1%. We've been talking about that and
We
trying
wish
it.
we were the 1%.
We are, according to Twitter followers, when it comes to Twitter, we are the 1% of Ashton
Yay!
Kutchers.
Only time we will ever be in the 1%.
So boy names on girls are cute. What about girl names on boys?
Like, you got to give me an example.
Like Penelope. This is my son Penelope. This is my son Pam.
I don't find that as cute.
Right. It's my daughter Wyatt, and she's
I
a cowboy.
find that cute.
She's a cowboy.
Yeah.
I think that's just.
Now, if her name was like Ralph,
My name is Ralph.
I don't know if I would
Right.
find that as cute.
Ralphie.
Thomas.
Maybe because I don't know any Wyatts, like a real Wyatt.
Okay.
Maybe because I don't know any boy Wyatts.
Then there's only
Maybe
one.
that's why.
One Wyatt that the whole
Yeah,
world knows.
maybe.
Charlotte was named after my grandpa, Charles. So
Okay.
when we first named her Charlotte, it's like, okay, that's cute. And Katie's grandpa at the time said, oh, little Charlie, and called her Charlie for so long. And that didn't bother us at all.
No.
But then I started calling her Charlie, and Katie said, no, we're not sticking with that. That's not happening. We're not going to have a little girl named Charlie. I'm like, no, that's cute.
Yeah, I think it's cute,
Because it is
too.
cute, but like Wyatt, I don't know. It beats Apple or Blue or North. I mean, it beats these freaky names. But it's
I
still,
mean, it's an actual name.
it still is a freaky name. I mean, she's going to go to school and they are going to be looking for a boy. Like the bus driver will
Probably.
say, "Hey, where's Wyatt?" And she'll be like, "I'm Wyatt." Like,
Unless they see the full name, which is Wyatt Isabel Kutcher.
right, and now
And they're going to know. I mean, the whole world is going to know
there'll be so
that
many cameras
there's
all around this kid
Unfortunately, sadly,
all the time.
there will be.
Do you think the being the stepdad to like Rumor Willis played into that? Where it's like, oh, I got to have a freaky name now too.
I don't know. I
Because
don't know.
I had Rumor.
It seems like famous people all want a name that just stands out.
Yeah, I mean
That
they're famous
gets people
enough.
talking.
Do they need that for their kid?
No, but maybe they want names that they can't think of anybody having, and that's why they name their kids Apple and Blue and Wyatt.
Could be. Amanda, do you have a name picked out for your baby that you don't want, but Mike does?
Yes, I do.
And is it a
Ooh.
boy's name?
Could be a girl or a boy.
Oh, and what is the name?
I'm not telling you.
Because someone will steal it?
Yes.
Could be a boy or a girl.
People are really territorial about names.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We worked with a woman who she was pregnant, and then like a month later, Katie got pregnant with Haley, our first daughter, and she said, "Oh, I wish I hadn't told you what I was going to name my kid." And I was like, "We're not stealing the name.
And even if you did,
It wouldn't matter."
lots of people are going to have that name.
Right, but that's the first thing she
Do you remember
said.
what the name was?
I do not.
Yeah.
I do not remember. I just remember me coming in and saying, "Hey, now my wife is pregnant." And she's like, "Oh, I wish I hadn't told you what we were naming our kid."
That's funny.
I was like, "Why? I'm not stealing your name."
I don't think that's something that guys
No.
care about, but
No.
women a lot of women definitely do.
Because you want your own precious little angel.
you think nobody on earth is going, or nobody in your circle, I guess, you don't want them to have that
right.
name.
Well, and
Like friendships end because of things like that.
absolutely. You stole
Even
my baby's name.
family, relationships end. Tiffany's on the phone.
Tiffany, what's up?
Hi, Tiff.
Hi.
Hi.
My grandpa's name was actually Lauren.
Lauren, okay.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Like Ralph
but-
Lauren. Well, that's his first name? That was his first name?
Yeah,
Was
that's
it
the first name.
was
Okay.
it Lauren like Lauren or Lauren like Lorne?
It was Lauren.
Okay, Lauren. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So now if you had a son or a daughter, you could name them Lauren after him.
No.
No, you would go daughter only, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd probably name her I named her after my grandma, actually.
Okay.
What do you think about Ashton and Mila naming their daughter Wyatt?
It's different. It's actually really cute, like you guys said.
Yeah,
So
I think it's cute too.
It is cute, but that kid now is set up with a boy name for the rest of her life. I mean, there's no.
It's true, except for everybody, like I said, is going to know who it is. Thanks, Tiffany.
It's not a nickname.
know her.
Like with Charlotte, if it was Charlie, like, oh, well, my name is actually Charlotte. You can do that. Rhonda tweeted, said, I agree, it's a boy's name, but famous people don't care. And Sarah says, I love it. I had a cousin named Lennon.
Oh, yeah. That's so cute.
Little girl named Lennon.
Oh, yeah. Grace, hi.
Hi.
Hi. What do you want to do, Grace?
A character in Once Upon a Time, if you ever seen the show, is named Red, and I love that as a first name. And then one day I realized my boyfriend's last name is Hood, and I realized I could name my kid Red Riding Hood, and I laughed so hard.
That would be awesome.
Now, do you think
Everybody's telling me it's so cruel. I find it so funny.
you would ever do that?
No, everybody would get on my case.
Yeah.
But listen, our first Halloween costumes, I could be Granny, my boyfriend could be a big bad wolf,
Yeah.
and look, Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
Oh,
I love
that is
it.
cute.
I say you go with it. You call her Red, and you just make it happen.
I love that, and I love your name. Grace is a name that I love too. I
Grace-
think it's just so beautiful.
Grace is a classic name.
and Amazing Grace is one of my favorite songs. Maybe that's why.
It certainly is. That Once Upon a Time show, that is.
Thanks, Grace.
I mean, my daughter loves that. That's all she talks about is Once Upon a Time.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Hi. What'd you want to say?
I just wanted to say, since we were on the topic of baby names, that I think Charlotte is the most beautiful name ever.
Aww.
Well, that's my daughter. Who else just named their kid Charlotte? Somebody famous just had a Charlotte. I saw.
Oh, I just saw that the other day too.
I forget who it was. Do you remember Amanda who had the baby Charlotte? Just in the news the other day.
Who was that?
I forget what. Yeah, it is a fun name. And would you ever call her Charlie?
Yeah, I like that. Or I like, it's kind of older, but I like Lottie too.
Lottie. Lottie's a good one.
Lottie. Well, they say those older names are coming back again.
Right, Lottie
my
or
boyfriend-
Dottie.
My boyfriend teases me because he's like, all the names that you like are like old people names now.
That's
They're the
true.
classics.
Midge, Madge,
Wilma,
Ephraim.
Dorothy. We call
I
her
like
Dot.
Freddie.
You like what?
Freddie.
Freddie.
Yeah,
Harold.
My
Henry.
grandma, her name was Frederica. So
Yeah.
Oh, Frederica. What a beautiful name.
Yeah. Frederica.
So much spelling, though, with that name. Right? Like, that's a tough one.
Thanks, Ash.
When you're learning how to do cursive and you have to write Frederica.
Hi, Jessica.
hi.
Hi. What is your daughter's name?
Her name is Charlie.
It is.
I love it.
Like, that's her straight up actual name?
It's her actual name
Like, on the birth certificate.
on the birth certificate.
And how do
Okay.
you spell it, Jess?
CHARLEIGH.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh.
Like a Lee served on a grill.
I guess so.
The Charlie.
So, how did you come up with that name? Is she named after somebody?
Well, my grandma passed away about a year before she was born, and my grandma's favorite uncle was Charlie. So her first name is Charlie, and her middle name is my grandma's middle name.
That's
Love
super
it.
cute.
That is perfect.
That is cute.
Chelsea Clinton had the baby named Charlotte.
Yes.
Just recently.
Yes.
So
okay.
yeah, so Charlie.
Thanks,
that-
Jessica. That's a super cute name.
The thing with that, where she spelled it Leigh, so no one will ask, is it short for something? Like your name is Connie, and people will always say, is your name short for Constance?
And people call me Constance
And
a
you're
lot
like,
too.
no, my name is Connie.
It's Connie. Well, I was named after my uncle Connie, who died in the Air Force in a plane crash, and his name was Conrad.
Okay.
But everybody called him Connie.
So then,
And so that's why they call me Connie and didn't name me Constance.
right, love it. So here
Mm-hmm.
you are, Connie, and we're so happy that you are here.
Thanks, Curtis.
You bet. At least it's not Wyatt. Wyatt and Curtis.
You seem to be the only one that does not like the name.
It's
Ashton and Mila's baby. Wyatt Isabel Kutcher.
It's a great name. It just is setting that kid up to be a boy forever.
Yeah.
Like,
The only thing is.
but his name is Ashton, and her name is Mila. They don't care about people with names.
No, they don't. And those names seem normal to us now.
You're right.
Right?
That's true.
Right?
Like you've never heard of Ashton before Ashton Kutcher.
If I heard of a person named Ashton, I would assume that they would have an ascot on.
Ashton with the ascot.
Wouldn't you?
I would.
Yes.
If it wasn't Ashton
They're
Kutcher.
very fancy. They have a sweater
Yes.
tied around.
Yes.
Yes.
And
They've
they
got a sweater around their shoulders.
They're probably drinking tea, but they're
With a
not.
pinky
They're
out.
not British. They're
No.
just super fancy
At a yacht
American.
club.
at a yacht club.
They're at a yacht club.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton, they talk like this.
Ashton.
Ashton, come over here and let's discuss the
They talk
politics.
like Thurston Howell.
They can't hum. They laugh like that all the time. They're very jowly. Come in here, everyone. Gather round.
All right, 7:45.
Wake up. Wake up. 7955.
We're at 7:49 now on Channel 95.7 with Connie and Curtis. Temperature is going to fall throughout the day today. We're actually up to 66.
Look how dark it is.
So dark.
So dark and like mystical.
Dark and mystical. I
don't like
a
it.
very fall feeling weekend.
Absolutely.
I was doing a BuzzFeed quiz earlier, and I don't even care what the BuzzFeed quiz was about. I thought this one question
Okay.
was interesting. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
I want to get the answers of everybody
Okay.
here.
Should we write it down?
Which is, no.
Okay.
Which is me, Curtis, Amanda, and intern Nick.
Okay, here's the question that Connie found interesting.
What would be your ideal relationship? And I'm going to give you, it's a multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay. What would be your ideal relationship? A deep spiritual connection. B, quiet domestic bliss. C, eternal giddy puppy love. Or D, someone who would do anything for me. What would be your ideal relationship? A deep spiritual connection, quiet domestic bliss, eternal giddy puppy love, or someone who would do anything for me.
Okay. Let's start with Nick, our youngest male member of the program.
Nick, what would be your ideal relationship? Deep spiritual connection, quiet domestic bliss, eternal giddy puppy love, someone who would do anything for me.
Second one, B.
Quiet domestic bliss.
Yeah.
Quiet domestic bliss for Nick.
Okay.
Amanda.
I also think B.
Quiet domestic bliss.
After this whole 60 days of my life being a fight, I know that that's what I want out
You're
of my
ready for
life.
boring.
Yeah.
I thought you were over your fight. It didn't come up?
We are, but I'm just saying, after all of that nonsense,
Okay.
I know that's what I want for my life.
Okay.
Okay.
What are they
I get
again,
that.
Connie?
All right. What would be your ideal relationship? A deep spiritual connection.
No.
B, quiet domestic bliss.
Maybe.
C, eternal giddy puppy love.
No.
Or D, someone who'd do anything for me.
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, it's either 2 or 4, and I probably would go 4. Someone who would do anything for me.
You would.
I think so. That's where I'm living right now. Perfect relationship. Do anything for me.
Huh. That's interesting.
How about you?
You know, I've always strived for quiet domestic bliss, and Dan and I have that.
Okay.
So I'm kind of torn.
You like to mix it up.
I'm kind of torn because I wouldn't it be great if we all had the feeling of eternal giddy puppy love?
No.
I think it would be awesome.
And in fact, that's what I thought you were
if
going
you
to
were
pick.
so giddy all the time, still 10 years down the
Like
road.
lovers in love.
20 years down the road. I love quiet domestic bliss because I really wanted that for my life, and
Okay.
that's what I got.
And
So
you've
I'm very
achieved it.
happy about it. But wouldn't it be cool to feel puppy love forever?
Would you
with
rather
the same person?
Would you rather have that feeling though, or you don't have to wonder when Dan's putting up the Halloween lights because you asked him to, and he put them up the
Right.
first thing he woke up.
Quiet domestic bliss is a brilliant thing.
Okay.
It's a brilliant thing, and I love it. However, eternal puppy love sounds
Yeah.
pretty good too.
Doing anything that you want. That's-
Someone who would do anything for me, no. And I mean, I think with quiet domestic bliss, I do have a deep spiritual connection.
Oh my goodness. Of course you do.
I mean, as deep as it can go with Dan.
Okay, so which one on the quiz did you pick?
I didn't. I stopped there and started writing down the answers because I wanted to talk about it because I was like, wow.
You're like, this is an important question here.
Yeah.
So perfect relationship, is it the bliss that Amanda and Nick want?
Mm-hmm.
Is it somebody doing whatever you'll do? Is it someone who you just are head over heels in love with?
Mm-hmm.
Or the deep spiritual connection?
No.
No, do what I say. Seriously, wouldn't that be great?
Okay, caveman.
We live in such a world where everyone is constantly trying to appease everyone else, and you don't want to ask for too much. But if you had that where you could just ask and it happened, that'd be amazing.
I mean, that would be brilliant.
Do everything that I say. And I'll probably do things that you say. If that's what you want. Maybe you want the spiritual bliss.
Right.
And then that's fine.
Maybe.
Go sit in your room and listen to the music. That's fine. You can do that. But when you're done, I got a list of chores for you.
You can go meditate, but
Exactly.
meditate about the toilet, girl, because you're cleaning it.
Exactly. Fix that. You know what? The shower's still dripping. We got to fix it. We got to make this
What
happen.
would be your ideal relationship? These are the 4 answers. A, deep spiritual connection, quiet domestic bliss, eternally giddy puppy love, or
that
someone
would-
who would do anything for you.
Like where you talk about Mike and Amanda's 60-day fight as being exhausting,
Yeah.
I think eternal giddy puppy love would be equally exhausting.
It probably would be.
You know, where you're just so, I love you so much. And no, you wouldn't have any friends anymore.
Do you know anybody like that?
No, because that doesn't exist in this world.
I lived in a subdivision once back in Wisconsin where I swear everybody was like that.
Really?
They all were. They were all, it was very Stepfordy.
Yeah.
They were all the same age. They all had the same age little kids.
Okay.
They even kind of looked alike.
Okay.
And they all seemed to be that eternal giddy puppy love.
Where they're just lovers in love.
Yeah.
Now, my neighborhood is a lot like that, but
Yeah.
we all seemingly hate each other.
Yeah, do
No,
not.
like
spouses, you mean?
Like spouses, yeah. So we, and that's all we do is we just cut up talking about how horrible our wives are, and it's perfect. You know, he drinks a, but then the wives do it too,
Right. But
They're-
is it in fun? It's in fun, right?
I mean, there's always
It's
a
in
little,
jest.
little grain of truth embedded in each bit of ribbing, right? Isn't that what they say? Like you wouldn't have thought to say it if you weren't thinking about it.
Right.
So then you say it. So
Right.
then we get that, and yeah, you'll hear.
So the women do it with the women about you guys,
Oh, yeah.
and you guys do it with each other about them.
Absolutely. And then when we're all together as a group, it's just no holds
Lovers in
barred.
love. Oh no, you just go after each other.
Absolutely. It's just cutting on each other like nonstop. That's what the entire neighborhood is like. It's ridiculous. In fact, Katie was talking to someone the other day, and she said she was heard about the block party here on the radio.
Yeah.
And she said, I was so jealous that I didn't live in your neighborhood because it sounded like so much fun.
Right.
And Katie says, it was a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. You know, everybody is just going, and you got to watch whose toes you're stepping on because one person has one too many glasses of wine or whiskey, and then they're mad all of a sudden. So there's a fine line you got to toe.
Well, isn't that true in any group situation? That's
Yes.
true at work. That's true at home. That's true with neighbors. That's true with if you're on a golf league. I mean, you always have to be politically smart in
Absolutely,
your head, right?
absolutely. But if you have the bliss, like everybody just puppy dog in love, it doesn't matter what you say because I just love my wife so much. I'm happy that you guys are pooping on my lawn or the dog is digging a hole here. That's fine. We're just gonna go make out on our couch for a little while and watch everything.
Amanda, do you think you and Mike will ever have quiet domestic bliss?
No, but it's something to strive for.
You don't think it's achievable though for you two?
I don't know. It maybe much, much, much later on in life. Yes.
Yeah.
Which one of
But-
those 4 do you think you're closest to right now? The spiritual connection, the bliss, the doing anything that you want, or the wild, passionate puppy dog love?
It's hard because I don't know if we really resemble any of those. Because we definitely aren't do anything for each other.
Okay, right. You do the opposite. Do anything
I think if I had to choose one for you and Mike, I would say deep spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Because you guys have so many private jokes and
True.
you've grown up together and you have, I mean, yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
what's keeping you together. And I don't know
Probably.
that it's super deep.
But it's there.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's all relative. And I think that
Yes.
it's definitely there.
you have a spiritual connection. Which one do you think you're closest to? Well, you already said that you have the
Quiet
the
domestic
bliss.
bliss,
You have
yeah.
the bliss. Now, what am I?
He definitely wouldn't do anything. I mean, he would do anything for me if I needed it, but
Right.
it's not like Dan does not wait on me.
Right. Wouldn't that be
Which I
great,
would
though?
hate. No, I would hate that.
Oh, see, I would love it.
I love a little bit of a struggle. Like Dan and I are very playful like that, though. Like
Okay.
we like to have little fun games, not like Amanda and Mike games, but
Okay.
fun like
Well, that's because you're grown-ups.
little struggles.
It's
You
the
know
same,
what I mean?
It's the same kind of games. You just don't take it so
Right.
seriously that you're
It's
mad about
playful,
it.
right.
They do the same thing. They just then are mad. Like, I can't believe you did that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
rewashing the table after I did a bad job washing the table. How dare you? You know, how dare you question my cleaning ability? Sweeping the floor after I already swept the floor 2 times.
Oh my gosh, Amanda just walked out.
Finding my earring.
Amanda just walked out.
Maybe she's had
Where
enough.
did she go?
Maybe she got a text.
She just walked out.
That's what happens sometimes. Maybe the truth hurts.
Amanda?
Right?
Amanda.
Maybe she thinks I'm in a fight with her now. I'm not in a fight with her.
Amanda. Where did she go?
Maybe she had to pee really bad. Or poop.
She shut her microphone off and walked out.
I don't know why she would do it. Thanks, Amanda.
Bye, Amanda. I hope you come back.
Hopefully, right? She's the only one who knows how to answer the phone to give away those movie tickets we have to give away.
Yeah, let's do something coming up in a few minutes. If she comes back, maybe Nick can help us out.
Maybe.
Amanda, come back.
Please,
come back, Amanda.
Connie and Curtis.
Connie